For today's science lesson, we are at lesson 6. 今天的科学课是我们的第6堂课。We'll be covering on fungi and micro-organisms. 我们今天会来讲关于真菌和微生物。So, the first thing is that there are many kinds of fungi. 真菌有很多种。Firstly, they come in many different shapes and sizes. 这个真菌呢，它有很多种不同的形状和尺寸。Secondly, they cannot make their own food. 它不能自己像那些植物一样自己制造食物。Thirdly, they cause food to decay. 它们会导致食物衰退坏掉。And fourth, they produce spores for reproduction. So spores is like seed like that. 它们生产这个孢子繁殖。这孢子就像植物的种子这样。And then fifth, they show growth movement but cannot move about freely. 它们会成长，但是不能随意移动。So what are the examples of fungi? 有哪些例子呢？Fungi we have yeast, 酵母。Yeah, so yeast is you might find it familiar because we use that to make bread. 这个酵母呢，可能你听起来很熟悉，因为我们有用这个来做面包。And then we have bracket fungi, 有这个支架真菌。We have mushrooms, 蘑菇 which I believe a lot of people here eat mushrooms lah, huh? So they are also edible fungi. 这个蘑菇相信很多人也有吃过。这个蘑菇其实也是真菌的一种。And then we have Jews, ears. 我们有这个叫做犹太人耳朵的真菌。We have puffballs, 马蹄。We have moles, 霉菌 and toadstools. 还有这个毒藻是一种毒的蘑菇。So, fungi are not plants. So they do not have green leaves that have chlorophyll to trap sunlight for making food. So you don't see fungi growing leaves, okay? 这个真菌它不是植物，因为它没有绿叶，而这个植物里面的绿叶，它们有叶绿素来帮忙捕捉阳光来制造食物。可是真菌没有叶子，所以它们不能自己制造食物。Yeah, and fungi they are also not animals because they cannot move from one place to another by themselves. Yeah, and besides, they break down food into simple substances first before they absorb the nutrients. 这个真菌它也不是动物，它们不能自己从一个地方移动到另外一个地方。可是动物可以。此外，它们都是在吸收营养物质之前，先把食物分解成简单的物质，才吸收掉那个食物。Then fungi they feed on dead plants or animals, which will also cause decay of dead matter and food. Okay, so you can usually spot mushrooms in like those dying trees. Okay, like the picture on the left, on the right. 这个真菌呢，它也是以那些差不多要死的植物和动物为食，所以它们都会生长在好像腐烂掉的树枝，OK，还是那种腐烂的动物，所以它们也会导致这些植物快速的死亡。And fungi, they feed on living plants or animals. which then cause diseases. 这个移动他们是吃这些植物为食而可能也会导致疾病。And then the spores that we mentioned just now, they are produced by fungi and they are very light. So they can be easily blown away by the wind. So when they are blown away, they can land on other places and grow again. 这个真菌产生的那个孢子，就是我们所讲的种子，它们非常的轻，很像粉末这样，所以很容易被风吹走，然后吹到另外一个地方开始繁殖。So now we talk about the structure of a mushroom. 我们来讲一下这个蘑菇的结构。I believe in your worksheet there's a few questions about the structure, right? So you can listen carefully. 相信你们的这个纸上有几题是关于蘑菇的结构，所以你们可以听清楚，然后做。So just now we mentioned about spores, which I said is something similar to the seeds of plants. 刚刚我们讲的孢子呢，就像我刚刚说，像植物一样的种子。So they are produced by the mushrooms, and they are very small microscopic reproductive bodies. So you can't see with your naked eyes, you have to see under a microscope. So they will be released into the air. Like I said just now, they are very light. They can be carried by the wind, and then they will fall on a new place to produce new mushrooms. 这个孢子呢，它其实是个非常非常小的像粉末这样的状，它们只能在微生镜里面才看得到。所以它们呢像粉末这样呢，它们很轻，会被风吹走。So 当它们被吹走呢，它们会停留在另外一个地方，然后生长新的蘑菇。And then we have the mushroom cap. 我们有这个菌伞。So it's a bit like an umbrella. 很像一个雨伞这样。So it actually helps to protect the gills of the mushrooms, which you see is actually the bottom, like the lining folds. Those are called gills. 它们是这个菌伞呢，就是为了保护这个菌鳃。这个菌鳃呢，它就是很像蘑菇内层的那些很像一层一层这样的 So then we talk about gills 然后我们现在讲菌鳃呢 So this is the area where they produce the spores which is under the cap that protects them So 这个菌鳃就是就是制造这个孢子的这个内层and then lastly we have the stalk stalk you will see in plants as well 啦然后我们有这个蘑菇的茎 So the stalk help to lift the cap and gills above the ground so that the spores can be scattered by the wind let's say if there's no stalk right if the mushroom and gills are on the ground then there won't be a chance for the wind to carry it away所以这个茎呢是帮这个蘑菇把这个菌伞还有菌鳃延伸所以如果它们在这个延伸的话呢这个风就更有机会把它们做出的孢子吹走然后帮它们繁殖and then now we move on to microorganisms 然后我们讲关于这个微生物 So microorganisms they can only be seen under a microscope so you can't just see it with your naked eyes. OK， 这个微生物呢，它们只能在显微镜下才能看到，所以你们不能用肉眼看到。Yeah. Some are harmful, which causes diseases such as diarrhea and sore throat, even viruses. OK， 有一些微生物是有害的， OK， 它们能导致疾病如腹泻和喉咙痛，很像这种细菌这样。Yeah, so 好像如果我们吃到不好的细菌，我们就会有腹泻。Okay? But then it's not all that are harmful. There are also useful ones. Like I mentioned just now, yeast actually help to make bread fluffy. So they use yeast a lot to make bread. Okay, and then there are also bacteria that helps to make milk products such as cheese and yogurt. Okay, so they add this helpful bacteria into milk, and then it actually helps them to develop into yogurts, others. Okay, and they are also good for our health. 可是许多不只是有害的，有些微生物也是对我们有好处，对我们身体是好的。诶，好像我们刚刚讲的那个酵母呢，它是拿来制作面包的。OK， 它会让这个面包变得蓬松、软软的。OK， 然后也有细菌，这种细菌是良好的细菌，它们是用来制造乳制品，像乳酪还是酸奶。所以他们会加这种细菌进牛奶里面，然后他们就会发酵成酸奶还有乳酪。And like I said, they are very tiny living things that cannot be seen, okay, with our naked eyes. So it doesn't mean that we can't see means that it's not living, okay? They actually can move if you look under a microscope. Okay, 它们是能动的这些微小的生物，只是我们用肉眼看不到，所以并不代表我们看不到它们就不是活的。所以如果你在显微镜下看，它们其实是会动的，所以它们是个生物。Okay, so examples are like the bacteria and yeast. Okay, so 微生物的例子有细菌，也有酵母。Okay, so it's something like this that you see on the microscope. Okay, and they can move about as well. So 在显微镜下的微生物就长成这样的。当然它有各种各样不同的形状。Okay, 这个只是一个大概的。可是它们也会动，因为它们是生物。Okay.